All right, we're at the Captured Festival here in Ibiza. Dave Dresden, Josh Gabriel joining us. You guys played earlier on. How was the set?
It was really great. It was we got to play from light till dark, and
we don't get to do that very often, so it was fun.
The venue sort of has a lot to do with how you feel and how you play, does it not?
I'd say the people more than the venue, to be honest. And these people came a long way to have a certain feeling, so we wanted to, give them that feeling.
Now, you guys came a little way. Where were you coming from?
I came from Austin, Texas. And Josh, where did you come from?
I came from California, out near San Francisco, Oakland.
Would you call Ibiza sort of something you're pretty familiar and comfortable with, or is it still sort of a thrill to come out every time and try something new and see what's changed?
To us, it's not really like any unlike any other destination. They're all unique and
we play, and that we get to go to a few times a year.
It's always great, especially when the weather's great here. So.
This is perfect.
Yeah.
And you're doing a boat cruise tomorrow, I heard?
Yes,
yeah, we're looking forward to that. Actually, we haven't done one of those here yet.
No, we have not.
So we're looking forward to that.
Sunset on the water in Ibiza, that's going to be awesome.
Yeah. I would love to go. We've got reservations at Cafe Del Mar, right? So I feel like I can't really give up that as a first time here on the island. If you were telling someone who's just come for the first time, what would be your first biggest piece of advice?
Don't go to Ibiza town or San Antonio. Go north and look at the nature.
Yeah, there's some beautiful beaches if you get out of the towns. The further away you get, the more beautiful the nature becomes. So.
And you also have to see Esvedra. That's at the bottom of the island. That's pretty remarkable. I saw it flying in today, and I was like, I'm gonna go there someday.
Well, I have a feeling you'll have a chance to do some more, right? You guys were touring and doing a lot of classics in the last year. What was the reason for that whole bring it back to the originals, to vinyl, and so on?
We just we started getting frustrated with the music that was around, and we started looking and at some of the gigs we played, we started playing some of our older stuff, and the reaction we got made us ourselves sort of relive how we got there and why we made that music in the first place, and we sort of rediscovered ourselves, and it just sort of happened. And then we liked doing it. The people liked listening to it, and it felt good. So
for the first time in years, we felt good DJing. Like we just didn't feel so good for a number of years, just because of the way the world was working musically, and so that allowed us a chance to immerse ourselves in the music that we loved and that inspired us.
And I guess on that note, there was a note that came out just a little while ago. One of the online groups said, if you're under 30, you shouldn't come to the island here. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, I wouldn't give advice to anybody about the island, especially. I would just say, it really depends on what you're looking for.
If you like techno and tech house, this is the place to go this year.
Yeah, there's so many different clubs, there's so many different experiences. It's a big island, and what I would say is do your homework before you come and find out who's playing, because once you're here, it's overwhelming to figure out where you want to go.
This year was the first Sasha and Digweed show in many years. It happened here first, so that's pretty remarkable.
And I guess you guys got a new record out. Can you tell me a little bit how that came together?
Well, it's not out yet. We're still we're in the mixing process, and it'll be released later this year. But I think we were just ready to go back and make music, and so we did a Kickstarter.
It's sort of what happened after the Classics Only tour happened, and we got re-inspired by our own music and the music that inspired us to begin with. And this is what sort of came out of that. We've just felt ready to make music again. Like, let's make some music that feels like this again.
And unfortunately, record labels don't have the model anymore of giving two people enough money to survive for a few months to make an album. So that's what we ended up working on a Kickstarter campaign, and it actually really, in the end, the connection we have with the people that backed us and still do, it's been really inspiring, because we actually have this sort of extended family of people that have been involved in the process.
Totally, and everybody has a different opinion, and to let us know, and so it's sort of helped shape the music in some ways. And we've been very open about it and posting stuff on Instagram about what we're working on and asking people for their feedback. And so it's been a very organic way to make a record with our fans.
Very cool. And I guess my final question is, individually, what's the best thing about him and what's the worst thing about him? You can decide who goes first.
The best thing about Josh is that he is an innovator and always thinks of a different and unique way of doing things. And I love that because most people don't. They go the easy way out. And he's always like, he's always the guy that's got to run 57 miles to run a marathon,
And now you get the worst thing about him.
The worst thing about him. The worst thing is also the best thing, which is Dave is a slave of his own gut, like his own feelings. So if that's a good thing at the moment, it's awesome. If it's not, it can be overwhelming. So, but it's part of the fuel that gives us what we do. It's part of what G&D is. So it's kind of I don't want to slam my buddy here.
Hey, I used to be way more awful. Remember when you interviewed me and I was flushing the toilet? I mean, how annoying is that?
It made for a great interview, though, that's for sure.
All right. But, I was way more insubordinate than I am now.
Well, thank you so much for your time. Best of luck tomorrow on the boat, and best of luck for the rest of 2017 and beyond.
Cool. Thank you for having us, and we'll talk to you later.
Thank you, Barry.